Welcome. What I want to introduce to you is not the technical side of how what we call crypto today works. Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana or whatever the coin is, Dogecoin. What I do want to introduce to you is the pump and dump that's taking place with what we call crypto, how it's happening, why it's happening, and how this is going to end. And when I'm done, I just want to introduce to you what I'm making, my solution to fix the problems with what they call crypto and fix the problems with the internet today. So, let me go ahead and erase this. And the reason I don't want to focus on the technical side is it's a long story. It would be there's a lot to learn before you can understand how these work. And one of the reasons the pump and dump does work is 99.9% of people who are invested in crypto truly have no idea how it works. They know some phrases like decentralization, price go up. That's about it. That's about all people know. Some people know the word hash, and that's about all they know. Not saying they're stupid, not calling anybody dumb. I'm just saying people are tricked. So let's talk about how a pump and dump scam works. Pump and dump scams have been going on at least since the 1920s. Back then, the rich people would get together and say, hey, there's a hawk over there. There's a big hawk. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, whoa.
Wow. He's gigantic. Sorry to interrupt my video, but this giant hawk just landed here. I saw him the other day. Okay, so anyways, they get together and they say, hey guys, here's what we're going to do. We own most of the crap. Nobody sell. We're going to get our friends in the newspapers, pump these stories, pump them big, pump the price up, and then we'll all sell later. We'll get the masses pouring in, and then we'll sell to them at the top. And we will make ungodly amounts of money. The alternative is we have to compete against each other, and, none of us are ignorant enough to actually pay these prices for this thing. So the main idea, so let's look at a recent pump and dump. We can call it the 2000 .com bubble. Did you ever hear of that? Some of you are too young to know the 2000 .com bubble. What happened then? The NASDAQ, all the tech stocks, they were just going to the moon. And they were pumped and pumped and pumped. It really didn't, valuations just didn't matter. Your company made $2 million last year. Sure, it's worth $200 billion. What does it matter? Because internet, all-time highs, internet, the future, everything's data now. Just these phrases that people heard. And it was reinforced, why? Because price kept going up. Someone would say, guys, these valuations are crazy. It can't keep going up. Well, next week, all-time high. So that person now is an idiot. Price go up, price go up, price go up. And what happens is, not stupid people, it's like a crowd mentality. The crowd mentality is not very smart. And they rush in, and price goes to the stratosphere. And two things happen. Some people can dump at the top and get out and make money. Other people ride the pump and they ride the dump. And it doesn't matter because they still get paid. Let's say you manage $1 billion fund. Price goes to the moon for a few years, everything goes to zero. Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. You still got paid. So I bring up the 2000 dot-com bubble because it's pretty interesting. One of the major players in pumping, and we'll call it riding the dump, was Michael. Is it A-E or E-A in Michael?
EA.
I can never. So we got Michael Saylor, spelled in a strange way. So this guy played a pivotal role in the pump and dump of the dot-com boom and bust, or bubble pop, or pump and dump. We can say he rode the dump. But you know what happened? He still walked out a rich man. A lot of people got hurt in the dot-com bubble. People committed suicide because they lost everything. A lot of people went bankrupt. There was a lot of pain during this. But this guy, who so much was a major participant in the pump and dump, he walked out a rich man. And the reason I bring him up is he's come back, which is what happens with these scumbags. You ever see these people that predict the end of the world and then it doesn't happen? And then 5-10 years later they come back and predict it again and then it doesn't happen. And 10, 15, 20 years later, my God, they come back again and do the same scam. People just, the crowd mentality has a short memory. And once the dump happens, people forget pretty quickly. So who's one of the biggest, largest owners of Bitcoin? Who's the guy out there, CEO of the company, one of the biggest owners of Bitcoin, really pumping it hard? Who is it? Michael Saylor, the same guy, doing the same scam again. And what do we have here? We have Mikey Boy. We got Mikey. And then we got some other people. We have, I'm talking about Bitcoin here specifically. And then we got Foundry Pool. Foundry. We got Ant Pool. And then some guy over here whose name I don't know, who's a private miner. So this mining pool, and this guy, heck, they're mining like almost 70% of all the Bitcoin is coming through these three organizations. And then you got Mikey, and you got some other billion-dollar funds. Well, what do these guys do? Well, they own most of the Bitcoin. Together, you got these few billionaires. They own well over 60% of the Bitcoin out there. And remember, 15 to 20% is just lost coins. Those are people who've forgotten their passwords. So they know that they have Bitcoin, they can point to it, but it's such an ingenious system that there's no way they can get it back. That's 15 to 20% of all the Bitcoins out there are just lost forever. And then the other 60% is owned by Mikey and a few other billionaires. They're just together, holding it. Like in the 1920s, that little room of rich billionaires, sitting in there together, holding all the Bitcoin. So you got another 15, 20% out there, which we'll call the lemmings, the sheep, the innocent bystanders, the people that are tricked. Now, what do they do to pump it? Well, Mikey and his friends do everything they can do in the news, websites, the internet, to pump and pump and pump Bitcoin with keywords. They say things like decentralization. They say It's a decentralized currency. What else do they say that makes people excited? Oh, they say it's the future of money. So the poor lemmings say, well, this is the future of money. It's decentralized. What else do they say? Sometimes people know the word hash, and they say hash. They don't really know what it means. Again, I'm not calling people stupid. This is the propaganda. People get excited. Hash. Blockchain. Sometimes people know the word blockchain. They don't know what blockchain is or how it works, but they know blockchain. So see, it's a lot like the 2000 bubble. It's just, I don't know what this is, but it's big. Everyone's doing it, and price keeps going up. So it must be right. That's how the crowd mentality thinks. So they just keep pumping, hey, it's decentralized. Oh, it's the future of money. Hash. And blockchain. Blockchain is so cool. It's revolutionary. And unfortunately, our soccer moms today at home are starting to buy Bitcoin. They don't exactly know what decentralized means or how it's the future of money or what exactly a hash is or the blockchain, but it sounds good. Sounds like the future. These smart people on TV are saying it, and the price just keeps going up. $6, $60, $600, $6,000, $60,000. What's next? Well, again, I'm not going to focus on the technical sides, so I'm not going to show you how Bitcoin isn't decentralized. I'm not going to show you how it's not the future of money, other than I'll show you one quick reason so you can understand. I'm not going to go into what the blockchain is, because again, these are kind of longer technical things. I will real quick, I just want to show you something that these liars won't tell you. I just want to prove to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Bitcoin and the other crypto blockchains are not the future of money. This is a lie. Quinn, do you mind grabbing me that bottle of water? I'm just going to prove it to you real quick with facts. And I understand that if you want to fact check me, it's going to be a little bit hard. If you want help, I can help you. Let's say you walk into 7-Eleven to buy this bottle of water. Probably cost about $1.30. If you were to buy this with Bitcoin, for example, today, and I know this might get a little complicated, you're going to pay about $40 in fees. And you're going to have to wait about an hour or two in order to buy this bottle of water. So if you want to pay $41 for a bottle of water, wait 2 hours for the transaction to process, you can, or you could just pay $1.29 or pay with your debit card or your credit card. But it's even worse than that. A lot of the fee is hidden. Just the electricity cost to process this one bottle of water, this $1.29 bottle of water, the electricity cost is about $130. That doesn't include the cost of the computers, the cost of the people to set them up, to invest, to keep them running. It doesn't take into account any profit. So you're easily going into $300-$400 territory to process a single bottle of water. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm not saying you're stupid. Bitcoin is stupid. That will never work. And I know there's a lot of, there's almost like a cult out there. And they will come and they'll say, stupid, not true. But it is. It's absolutely 100% the facts. I challenge you to look it up rather than just believe me. Now, you may have heard that some crypto blockchains use a lot less electricity, and that's true. So rather than maybe the $300 or $400 transaction fee, you're looking more in the $30 to $40 range. Still stupid. Still ridiculous. You can never pay $30 to buy a $1 bottle of water. It is not the future of money. That is a lie. Most people who know how it works accepted that a long time ago. Even today, most crypto proponents are saying, well, it's not really for small purchases, but you can buy a house, you can buy a car, you can buy a boat. Okay, but you're admitting now, you're backtracking, backpedaling, you're admitting it's not the future of money. So the way the pump works is Mikey and his friends say, okay, everybody, we're going to hold. And when the time's right, we're going to pump and we're going to buy. What do you think happens to the price of Bitcoin? How hard do you think it is for Mikey and his friends that own 60 or 70% of the Bitcoin? How hard do you think it is for them to agree to hold, pump, and buy? They can make that price go up whenever they want. How high will it go? I have no idea. It's going to be 100,000 a Bitcoin? Is it going to be 1 million? You know, at 1 million, Bitcoin, just by itself, none of the other cryptos, just Bitcoin, is worth more than all the gold on earth. Well, what do you want? Do you want all the gold on earth? Do you want all the farmland in the Midwest of America? Or do you want Bitcoin? Which one do you think is the right investment? It doesn't work. It's not the future of money. What is it? What is Bitcoin? No one can answer. What's the value of Bitcoin? What's a Bitcoin worth? What's it backed by? Nothing. And what Mikey and his friends are going to do, and they've done it before, this isn't the first time. This is their second rodeo at least. They're going to hold it, they're going to pump it, they're going to buy it. And when it's time, some of them are going to dump it. Some will dump it and take the profit. Some will ride the dump. Those who are managing funds will ride the dump down. So they look innocent. Oh, Mikey lost $5 billion in 2 days. He's so sad. Yeah, but Mikey got paid billions of dollars. He's all right. So it's a scam. Like I say, some of them will dump it, some of them will ride the dump. But who gets hurt? Moms, dads, factory workers, plumbers. Once all of these people are buying Bitcoin, if you're gambling and you're just trying to ride the pump and get out too, partake in the scam, as soon as your neighbor on both sides have bought Bitcoin, I would say sell. Sell quick. Because the pump and dump is nearing the end game. When school teachers, plumbers, when everyone in the neighborhood has it, if it gets that big, you better run for the doors. Run for the exits. So, although Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, let me tell you one more thing just quickly. They're at capacity. Nobody's using them to buy anything. So very little. Everyone's day trading them on Binance or day trading them on this site or that site. And when you make an account in Binance, you don't even own any Bitcoin. You buy Bitcoin, you buy Ethereum, you buy Solana. You don't own any of those coins. The only thing you own is however many dollars you sent them and whether it's gone up or down based upon what you're betting against. You're just betting against things. But even that, and even nobody using it, is something wrong with the camera? Are you aware that these cryptocurrencies are already at full capacity. They can't process any more transactions. So not only is it impossible to be the future of money because of the stupidity of the electricity usage and CPU usage that it takes to do it, but they can't even do it. It's like a joke. And when the dump happens, people are going to look back and say, all the people who lose money, how could you have been so stupid? Why didn't you do a little research, guys? It doesn't even work, and you're buying it. Why would you do that? You're so stupid. That's what they're going to say. When the financial bubble happened, the financial crisis in 2009, you know who they blamed? All the people who took out mortgages they couldn't afford. They were convinced they could afford it. They were convinced it was the right thing to do. The bankers convinced them to do it. And then when it crashed, why were you so stupid to take out a loan you couldn't afford? It just happens over and over again. And the 2000.com thing, why were you so stupid to buy these companies at these ridiculous valuations? Just over and over and over again. You were greedy. You were selfish. It's your fault. They'll say the same thing when the crypto bubble happens. You'll be the idiot. So my goal in life is to two things. One, help you avoid this pain. I would say if you like to gamble, I'd say go for it. You're much more likely to win with Bitcoin or Solana or Dogecoin than you are a slot machine in Las Vegas. I would say it's probably one of the best gambling instruments out there right now. It could go to $1 million easily. Why not? When you got most of the coins held by a very small number of people, they can make the price whatever they want. Sure, the market cap would go from about 2 trillion to 20 trillion if it went from 100,000 a coin to $1 million with Bitcoin. But you don't need $18 trillion to make that happen. You just need people to refuse to sell and buying pressure to be high. That market price is not calculated in any other way other than last purchase price paid. It only takes 1 penny to make the price of Bitcoin go from 100,000 to $1 million if nobody wants to sell. If everyone decides I'm not selling for less than $1 million of Bitcoin, you can take 1 penny and buy 1 penny's worth of Bitcoin at $1 million per Bitcoin, and the market price of Bitcoin is now $1 million per coin. Didn't take $18 trillion to get there. That's how the market works. It's just last price traded. So when you have a few billionaires who get together and hold most of the coins, they can make the price whatever they want. They need very little money to shoot the price up. So you don't know when the dump's going to happen. Mikey and his friends probably do. But for gambling, it is legit. Probably the #1 way to gamble today. But gamblers can get hurt because you don't really know. All right, so my one point is to help people who will later be called lemmings. Because when your dad, the plumber, puts his retirement fund in Bitcoin and Bitcoin crashes to zero, they're just going to make your dad feel like a lemming. He was an idiot. Mikey boy, is going to be in his yacht. Your dad, the plumber, is going to be an idiot who lost everything. That's not a good future. That's not a right future. I would like to help stop this. And all I can do is try to educate people. If you have more questions, if you'd like to know more about the technicals, please reach out to me. I'm happy to talk with you about it. You can find me on Facebook, Seth Koch, Sethkoch. Anopod is my company, Anopod. I have a group in English and a group in Thai. You can search on Facebook for that. I have another email, Seth@anopodhost.com. Does that seem about right, Quinn?
Yep.
I think that's what it is. You can contact me there. I would sincerely like to help you avoid being hurt by crypto. My second mission is to say, you know what? Although it's a lie with the blockchain cryptos, it's a great idea. It's a fabulous idea. I really believe in a currency owned by the people. I'm not sure why I need to write this on the whiteboard. Maybe to emphasize it. It's a people currency. It's a P2P currency. Kind of like gold or silver coins used to be. So there's me, I have this coin. There's Quinn over there, I want to buy something from him, I give it to him, and he gives me the thing I want to buy. It's anonymous. I'm in control. No one can take that from me. Unless you're prepared to die, no one can take it from me. It's mine. I don't have to pay someone to transact it. Imagine that. I can take this coin and give it to Quinn. He gives me a bottle of water. I don't have to pay $400 to have that process transacted. I don't have to wait 2 hours for someone to approve it and tell me I can do it or can't do it. That's a much better system. And we're talking about a currency that's owned by the people. We don't have this today. It doesn't exist. All government currencies have gone fiat. And what do? They secretly just steal our wealth. And I also believe in an internet. An internet owned by the people. I don't call it Web 3. Because no one knows what the hell Web 3 is. No one can define it. I don't call it Web 2. I call it Web 1.0. It's the original intent of the internet. It's the way the internet was supposed to be. The people who use the internet own it. Imagine that. Imagine if I want to share a video with Quinn. I don't have to go through YouTube or TikTok or Facebook. I don't need their permission. They don't have to make money off my video. Why can't I just share it with Quinn? Why can't Quinn just share a video with me? Why do we need this middleman? Why do we need these 4, 5, 6 giant billion-dollar corporations telling us what we can and can't do, regulating our lives, deciding whether I can share a video or not? How does that make sense that I have to upload my video to YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and yada 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 for people to see it? Why can't I just show it to them? Why can't I just share it with them? Why can't I just own my money and use the money I want? Well, I think it's a really good idea, and there's a lot of smart ideas involved with what they call cryptocurrencies. So what I'm creating is the Anopod network. The Anopod network is simply a private internet. It's owned by the people who use it. And brilliantly, it's free. So normally if I have a video, I put it on a computer and I want someone else to watch it, somebody has to pay for what's going on here. This computing power, the storage. We could call this network. I like to just call it Baduka, just to give it a name, because what is it, right? It's the most valuable resource on Earth today. It's worth more than oil. It's worth more than gold. It's worth more than anything. It's this Baduka. It's what we all use every single day. You are consuming Baduka right now to watch this video. So I don't know basically where I left off. We had a little bit of an emergency. My memory card filled up. So let me try to recompose myself here. Main point being is that the internet owned by the people who use it and a currency owned by the people who use it is a fabulous idea. And that's why I'm creating Anopod. Hi, I'm Seth Koch, CEO of Anopod. And my co-founder is behind me, whose name's Quinn Koch. If you want to, you can come say hello real quick.
Hello.
So just a father and a son with building something really big. How big is it? If we succeed, it will be the biggest thing ever built on planet Earth. That doesn't sound humble, but I'm saying the project is that big. So Anopod, so the question is, how do you give this network for free on the Anopod network? How is that possible? Well, we do this through an ingenious idea. And let me just quickly teach you one little thing, and it's called wealth. And a lot of people don't understand a basic economic principle. How do you create wealth? Well, let's say I make a snazzy new shoe. It's beautiful. It's a color people have never seen. Everybody wants it. People spend hundreds of billions of dollars on my new style of shoe. Does that create wealth? The answer is no. It makes me rich, but it doesn't create wealth. What creates wealth, for example, is, let's say you go back in 1890 or very early 1900s in America. There were still a lot of people who didn't have shoes. So I invent this machine that can just make shoes, and a lot of shoes, and make them cheaply and efficiently and quickly. That creates wealth. Yes, it also makes me rich. It might not. I might go bankrupt later. But it creates wealth because now humans suddenly all have shoes on their feet. And this wealth can be, what creates that wealth, we'll call this an increase in industrial. And to be more efficient, I'm not going to write efficiency because I don't know how to spell it. I don't want to look stupid. So an increase in industrial efficiency is what creates wealth. For example, if I make a machine tomorrow that can make 20,000 shoes a second, and it pulls molecules from the air, and it's the highest quality, best shoe ever seen, and my machine makes 20,000 a second at a cost of $1. Yes, I get rich, but I also increase the wealth of human beings. Because now everybody in the world is walking around with really comfortable, beautiful shoes. So the way that we make the Baduka, or the network free on the private Anopod network is by an increase in industrial efficiency. So kind of like Walmart took the warehouse and the retail and put it together as one, which then everybody followed that model, right? We got PetSmart, Home Pro, or whatever it's called, whatever the little craft and art store one's called, Office Pro, right? You take the warehouse, you take the retail, and you put them together. This is more efficient. It's not exactly like a factory, but it's a more efficient method. And so what happens is wealth is created. People are now getting goods cheaper. So we offer the free network by cutting out two major players. We got our tech overlords. The lords of tech. Who are the lords of tech? Ever heard of Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg? Nobody knows the Google guys. Isn't that funny? So, nobody knows who the hell they are. So you've got the big giant tech corporations that make an ungodly amount of money. These are our tech lords. And then you've got the banks, who make an ungodly amount of money. We can't even fathom how much money they make. So these guys control our Baduka, and these guys control every transaction that takes place over the Baduka. They're getting trillions, and they're getting trillions. Trillions, you say? Trillions of dollars. Huh. The Baduka required to make everything free and power the whole network. It's not even trillions of dollars. Huh, what if we remove these guys? What if we remove these guys? Huh. Things run a lot more efficiently now. And the wealth has moved from them. Where does it go? Does it go to the moon? Does it disappear? It goes to the people who use it. You okay there, Quinn? You look like you're about to pass out. The poor guy's been standing in the sun a long time. There's some water right there. So it goes to the people who use it. Wealth that we've forgotten existed suddenly reappears. Those of you who have pages and have followers can really understand what I'm about to say. Remember when you had 100,000 followers on a Facebook page? Remember when that meant something? You could make a post and 30,000 people would see it. Well, today you make a post and 3 people see it. Because those aren't your followers. You don't own those. Those are owned by Facebook. You just get to borrow it under their terms. And the terms today are, you don't get to talk to those people without paying. You're going to spend $10,000 in advertising dollars to talk to those people. Those people are now just a marketing list to feed to the Facebook ads algorithm. That's an example of where you don't see how the Baduka is not free. That wealth, that opportunity has just been taken and it's been given to Facebook. I'm not going to go on and on about examples. You can find other videos where I have, or contact me directly for more. But by cutting out the banks, by cutting out the tech overlords, we can give a free, private network that's owned by the people who use it. It's built for us. Now, how is it free? Well, here's where we introduce what I do believe is another good idea. And don't get this confused. There is a cryptocurrency by the same name. We are in no way a cryptocurrency. However, I may have picked a bad name. AnoCoin actually does exist as a cryptocurrency. That's not us. We can have the same name because we're not in the same industry. But rather than have the banks processing the transactions on our own private Anopod network, why don't we just have our own coin? Kind of like Dave and Buster's. You ever go there and you play the video games? You don't put dollar bills into the machines. You use Dave and Buster coins. So same thing with us. You transact on the Anopod network, you use AnoCoin. There's a small fee. And by small fee, you can refer to PayPal, debit cards, credit card fees to get a rough idea of what a small fee might be. A fee we're already used to paying. And then this small fee goes to pay for the people who are powering and creating the Baduka for the Anopod network. That's it. It's a simple idea. The other nice thing is it's not hard to build because all the technology already exists. Do you know people have already made the internet? We don't have to make the internet. We just change who owns the computers that the internet's running on. We don't have to make a new financial system to process AnoCoins. It's already out there. Just look at PayPal, look at Venmo, Stripe, look at the gift cards. When you put that, you have that gift card code and you redeem it. Very similar to Bitcoin there. Except it's not crazy, right? It doesn't cost $400 to process that gift card. It costs pennies, fractions of pennies, like a normal system would. It already exists. And that's it. It's simple, it's clear, it's basic, and truly revolutionary, and truly beneficial for society. Even today's internet consumption has and is becoming insane. I mean insane that YouTube has people watching videos and they no longer know if it's a person watching it or a program just running it. We could call it a bot. They don't even know anymore. They've given up. How wasteful is it to have 4K video being transferred across the world to someone who's doesn't even exist and isn't even really watching it? How wasteful is that? How wasteful is it to have people upload videos to 4 places instead of just delivering it from one? If you're worried about overconsumption, about wastefulness, about needlessly destroying our most valuable resources, then Anopod is a solution to this. If you'd like to learn more, we don't have a lot of information in English right now. We have started in Thailand. My son is half Thai, my wife's Thai, and my wife is kind of an influencer in Thailand, so she was able to help us get started. We're very proud to start in Thailand. I think it's good for Thai people. They're not poor. It's kind of like a developing country. I think it would be really cool for a bunch of Thai people to get really rich off of this. I love Americans, but we already have a lot of wealth. So it'd be cool to see Thailand win one. We are starting to make content in English now. We have a website, anopod.com. Very primitive. We haven't really, again, 99.9% of our customers are Thai. We're just starting to take Westerners. We have an email, customer service. You don't have to read this. You know how to spell customer service at anopod.com. We are a registered company in America. We are like this, Ano and then a capital P. We are Anopod Incorporated. We're a corporation registered in Delaware. We do have one Facebook group. If you look for it, if you're on Facebook, it's Anopod in English. Anopod in English. Anopod in English. I believe you'll find it. I can't imagine there's another one with that name. There's this YouTube channel that I'm putting this video on. You can watch some other videos. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I understand that we're very early and it might be kind of crazy to think, well, the odds of you succeeding is actually very low. Why would I want to invest? I don't want to beg you to invest, but when I was a child, my brother was my hero, and he was kind of a hippie, followed the Grateful Dead. So I went with him because I did whatever my brother did. And I've always been interested in sales. So I developed a nice slogan, or I may have learned it there from the local people. It works for selling grilled cheese. It works for selling ice cold cans of soda. And the slogan was, what the beep. It's only a buck. So I can't say it, but you might be able to figure it out. What the beep? It's only a buck. So we're pretty similar to that, but it would be more like, what the beep? It's only $3. That's right. So you can start a miner on anopod.com for $3 a month. And you will get AnoCoin. Now in the future, if we work, you can retire. Or they'll be worth nothing. It's kind of a true moonshot with a legitimate thing or nothing. That's my sales pitch. I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. That's it. Have a good day.